Hey there, and welcome to the Contentment Creator Podcast, the show designed especially for creative entrepreneurs just like you who are committed to a beautiful life that's rooted in courage and contentment, and that's blooming with creativity and prosperity. I'm your host, Ellen Browen, a certified life coach, a singer, a mother, and a lover of alliteration, dogs, and deep conversation. This show is designed to become a part of your daily routine to help you, fellow contentment creator, dig deep to clarify your life vision, catalyze your creative flow, and fuel your entrepreneurial fire in just a few inspiring minutes each day. Each Tuesday, we talk about creativity, and today's episode is all about how to infuse our creativity in our words of appreciation for our significant others. Here's something I believe with my whole heart. Most of us walk through life vastly underacknowledged by others and by ourselves. Think about it. When was the last time you received a compliment that really landed? Not just a thanks for doing that or great job, but something that made you pause and really made you feel seen. When we find people who truly acknowledge us, who recognize the depth of who we are, we're drawn to them. It's like a sip of water when we didn't even realize how thirsty we were. And if we can create that kind of presence and appreciation in our friendships, our work, and our communities, why wouldn't we intentionally bring it into our marriage? Today, I want to talk about how we can get creative with the way we use words of affirmation, not just to thank our partners, but to deeply acknowledge them. Because when we shift from recognizing what they do to who they are being, something changes. Let's go back to something we talked about in the episode on doing versus being. If you haven't listened to that one, I highly recommend it. Most of us are used to receiving surface level appreciation. Thanks for taking out the trash. You did a great job on that project. Nice, sure. But meaningful? Not really. When we only acknowledge the task, the impact fades fast. But when we acknowledge the being behind the doing, we create a real moment of connection. For example, my husband does most of the cooking in our home. I could say, thanks for dinner, love, and leave it at that. And trust me, I do often. But if I notice we've fallen into that routine for a while, I make an intentional shift. Instead, I might say, thank you for taking such good care of our family. I see how much thought you put into making sure our meals are healthy and how you're always willing to try new things for us. I love and appreciate this way you show us love. That simple reframe turns a habitual routine into a moment of meaning. Now, there's something interesting I've discovered. When I'm feeling underacknowledged, one of the quickest ways to shift that is to drop into my heart and acknowledge someone else fully. It's honestly like magic. The moment I see someone else deeply, I feel more connected to them and to myself. Sometimes I'll take it a step further and bring it into a shared practice with my husband. I'll say something like, hey, let's take a minute to acknowledge each other, how we're showing up in life right now. Sometimes we keep it broad, acknowledging each other in business, marriage, and parenthood. And other times we'll zoom in on a specific moment or challenge that we've navigated. For me, with words of affirmation as my primary love language, this fills my tank to the brim. And not because it's a checklist of what I've accomplished, but because it's a reflection of who I'm being. If this feels awkward or unfamiliar, start by writing it down. Leave a note in their bag or on the mirror. Write a thoughtful card. Or send a text that goes beyond, I appreciate you. Get specific. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to say it off the cuff in daily life. For me, acknowledging my husband in this way is a direct line to my creativity. It's never on autopilot. It's an exercise in presence, noticing, reflecting, and expressing in a way that truly lands. So here's my challenge for you this week. Catch yourself in a moment of thanks and upgrade it to an acknowledgement. Look beyond what your partner does and recognize who they're being. And see how this tiny shift changes the depth of connection between you two in an instant. At the end of the day, we all just want to be truly seen. And if you and your partner can give that gift to each other regularly, you're not just creating a relationship. You're building a love that fuels and nourishes you both. Let me know how it goes in an email or a message. And thanks for being here with me today. Tune in tomorrow to take this conversation a step further and explore how we can experience more intimacy in marriage. If you enjoyed today's episode, please show your support by leaving reviews and comments. It would truly mean the world to me to hear from you. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a day and join me in my mission to help a world full of content creators become a world of contentment creators.